much further we can get through this one. All right. Good old gloves. Right. G'day, guys and girls. How are we all going? Welcome back to another recording here on the YouTube channel. We're back again for our part number 2 of Breaking Point. Now, like I said before in the last video, I don't know how many parts we're going to be doing of this. I know that's a long journey with like 17 odd chapters or something. So, we're just going to see when I get some available time. And obviously being available time because at the moment the test match, Australia-Pakistan, not much play going on at the moment. Well, on this day when I'm recording anyway. So, thought we've got a bit like an hour and 20 minutes. So, might just have a fiddle around and see what we can do. So, let's jump straight back into it. Now, we're up to about Chapter 7, where we've just completed the Bahrain Grand Prix. As Devin Butler himself. Spoiler alert already. I mean, if you haven't seen the last period, then you can go check that out yourself. But let's see what we got here in the news. Drivers look ahead. What do we got? The featured roundup. Yeah, now I think I'm probably just going to do like the... I had a little think about it probably since the last episode. So, probably going to mainly do these sort of ones about Konnersport. I think we probably know majority of the other stuff already. But unpredictable start to the season. But Devin Butler came with one of his strongest performances in years. He finished the race in first. Well, I mean, AI was at easy level. So getting Konnersport off to exactly the start they were hoping for. Following on from a whole host of setbacks in 2022, revitalised Devin Butler in a fully functioning Konnersport car has proven to be the perfect antidote to the problems that plagued the team repeatedly last season. So is it too early for Devin Butler fans to get excited for the 2023 season? Maybe. Whether or not this level of performance is sustainable remains to be seen. But Bahrain represents something important to Konnersport, something the team won't have felt for a long time. Hope, and just goes off there. The Ackerman effect, Konnersport's new principal bounce. Ever since it was announced that Casper Ackerman was appointed team principal at Konnersport, the F1 world couldn't help itself from speculating how he would take to the role. No one could doubt his credentials as a driver, but could he really run an F1 team? Plenty were sceptical, but the early signs are promising. We've been hearing positive noises from the Konnersport camp regarding the changes Ackerman made in pre-season testing. Today's performance from Butler, a first-place finish no less, would seem to confirm that the team is doing something right, at least for now. Could this be a turning point for Konnersport? Could the era of Casper Ackerman usher in a new dawn? An era in which the car works, the drivers are content, and the team finally becomes recognised as a genuine threat to the established order. I think we sort of seen this one with Casper, but that might have been in the lead-up. New role as team principal. He's back, and this time he's calling the shots. This time, however, it's in his new role as team principal for Konnersport. We started by welcoming Casper back to the sport, something that he says has been getting a lot of, he's been getting a lot of, before asking him if the move was into a more managerial position was something he'd always planned. Not at all, he replied. An opportunity arose, and to be honest, I almost turned it down. It was actually my wife Zoe who talked me into it. We also asked if he missed being behind the wheel of an F1 car now that he's on the other side of the pit wall, and would he ever consider return to driving? Imagine that. Driver to team, to principal and back to driver. That would be some story. He smiles at the thought. So anyway, again, as always, we just brush over these social media. Clearly had the first word. Ackerman's clearly had a word first. Devin Butler's on fire. And again, all the usual random people, or not random people, but then the usual social media. Jess McFadden, Tim McMardick, of course. Noble, surely that's a different Noble. Natalie Pinkham and Davison. Maxime, as always. And, yeah, all the rest there. You can pause it and have a look through. All right. What was it? Casper, what can I say? I am humbled. I knew Konnersport were good, but that was something else. I'll have much more to say at the debrief and to each department in turn, but we are firing on all cylinders. Keep it up. This is only the beginning, Cass. What was it? Oh, come on now. Boys, could you slow down a little next time? I'm still settling in and couldn't keep up. Seriously, thank you. I've got a lot of people looking over my shoulder right now, and you both just made my life so much easier. Couldn't be prouder. I saw a phenomenal talent out there on show today. I knew we'd make a great team. I'll see you both at the debrief. And I warn you now, there will be applause. Cass. Kay Henderson, an update on the car issue. Dev, looks like I'm not going to have to get legal involved after all. The insurers are happy to pay to claim for the damage to the bodywork, and there's a specialist over in Barnes willing to take it on. It'll take a few months, but at least we can get it sorted. Need a decision on what we do with the builder, though. I've spoken to him again. He clearly feels really guilty about the whole thing. Also found out exactly how it happened. Would you believe that he decided to hop into the driver's seat and pretend to be a racing car driver? He said he couldn't resist. His face was bright red while he was telling me. The irony is he didn't even know who you were. It's when he got out that he pranged the door. It's one heck of a dent. Does seem like a really nice guy, and it's clearly a big job for him, so I just need to know if you're happy for him to continue with the work. Let me know what you want to do, and I'll make it happen. Okay, well, that's interesting. But there wasn't any phone calls, so let us move on to the next chapter. At our home circuit, funnily enough. Australian Grand Prix several weeks later. Chapter 8, a strong start to the season for Konnersport has the team in high spirits as the paddock heads to Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. And probably would going to expect a phone call sometime very shortly, I would think. We'll just briefly go over this one. Again, you can just pause this stuff and have a read of it yourself, but if you've got the game, you can just probably play it yourself, and you can have a read of all the socials yourself, really. So, what are we doing here? Could I turn around to look into 2022's Albert Park track updates? Obviously, that's the widened track, and all the a couple. Obviously, the chicane becoming a straight. A few corners getting widened. Garbage dumps to Grand Prix. Of course, and while Albert Park is synonymous with F1 now across the world, if you're a Melbourne native who isn't versed in motorsport, might mean something different. Because Albert Park is, well, a park based around a lovely lake with restaurants, playgrounds and other facilities, and some nice housing. That wasn't always the case. In fact, Albert Park was once victim to Melbourne's wider waste problem, became a makeshift garbage repository. Eventually used for grazing, military training and rifle practice, the park was protected and connected by a train to the rest of the city centre, eventually opening up to housing, sport and leisure activities like boating. That slow shift sowed the seeds for what we think of as Albert Park today. An impressive, again, it just goes off there. So, what do we got? Bright turnaround of Konnersport. Ackerman works his magic. All points to the fact that Konnersport seems like a brand new team this season. Many would argue that it's all down to Casper Ackerman for taking the managerial driving seat as team principal. Certainly a man that knows his way around a team after a long and industrious driving career of his own. The drivers, too, seem to be racing with a renewed sense of purpose, especially Devon Butler, who's consistently flying out of the grid as if he's got something to prove. So with the car that's finally performing this season and drivers who seem to know just how to handle it, Konnersport are at last delivering on their potential as a racing outfit to watch out for. F2 superstar Kelly Mayer catching up with the champion. If you haven't seen the last episode, again, go check it out. We did drive and a couple of races. Her monumental win in Formula 2 last season has left many wondering just what's next for Kelly Mayer. Definitely achieved what I set out to do in F2, perhaps a little too quickly, she replies when pressed on the matter. Just because I'm not visibly on track this season doesn't mean I'm not driving. I'm busier than ever. We ask what her daily routine currently looks like and if she now sees a future in Formula 1 after her success last season. I'm in a similar most days and helping out one of the F1 teams with test driving and car evaluation, which I assume is this team. So who knows? It's difficult and not just about talent so much as it is down to funding and being in the right place at the right time. We've got the couple of emails, which is probably... Oh, God, what have we got? Phil Paget, can you come down to the garage early? Aiden and Devon. Everything's running perfectly, but we've had to make some last-minute tweaks to the transmission. Just squeeze a little more performance out of it, but I'd love you down in the garage so I can go through it with you both face-to-face. I'll be here, so pop down as soon as you can. Casper, boy, let's keep it up. Boys, we've had a great start to the season, but now it's always the risky part. Let's keep the energy up and not take our eyes off the prize. Always used to find the first few races tricky. It's easy to rest on your laurels once you've started to find form. Let's go out there today as if this is the last race we'll ever do. Cass. Now, Kay, a couple of ones from Kay. Yarra Valley booked. Dev, the Yarra Valley private tour is booked and confirmed. I put the details in your diary, but you'll be picked up from the hotel at 8 a.m. on Monday. Don't be late for this one. It's a full day and there's a lot going on. Please don't leave everyone waiting this time. Also, Nigel Mansell's driving gloves have finally arrived. Okay, so this is where the driving gloves ended up. The auction house were extremely apologetic about the delay. I forgot that auction even happened. It was so long ago. I'm not sure where you want me to put them. I have a sneaking suspicion that you may not care. Perhaps somewhere on Showdown in the basement. Honestly, I still think that was an incredible amount of money to spend just to annoy someone with the winking face. Call me when you can. So, yeah, okay. So turns out it was Devon that was the one that took the gloves off Aiden. And I almost forgot I've had 2 calls from a private clinic mentioned something about an appointment you've booked, but won't talk to me about it. Do you know anything about this? And if so, can you call them? Enjoy Australia, K. Interesting. It might have something to do with what happened in the last episode, but anyway, let's see. We joined at mid-race. Solid performance in qualifying has the team in a good position at the Australian Grand Prix.
Here comes Butler. Good pace here down the straight. Into the corner we go. That's a little too late.
Whoa.
He nearly goes off the track on the exit. And is that a lapse in concentration?
I think just a little bit of desperate driving there, Crofty. He's pushing way too hard. I mean, there's nobody else around him at this stage.
Okay, Devon, we're going to have to ease off on the brakes. Brakes don't feel right. Okay, we'll have a look at it, but you're going to see a drop-off in performance, I'm afraid. What? Why? We've asked you to take it easy on the last lap, but pushing has made the issue even worse. So we're just going to have to live with it for now. What are you talking about? Listen, just do what you can, please, Devon. Come on.
Who seems to be a bit all over the shop. Hold on to as many positions as you can. Jesus. Hold on to as many positions as you can.
Overtake and burn off some of
Finish ahead of Jackson. Right balance and everything. Lap 10 or 15. Steering boat. Carlos Sainz behind. My braking points are in Australia. Whoa.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Braking is so bad in this car now. Carlos Sainz at the moment. Still doing a good job. 2 seconds up to Esteban Ocon. Just saying to Fernando Alonso, fight like a lion. That's all we can do. Carlos got DRS.
1.8 seconds.
Just
That's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
sideways. This is just like a random preset car setup, so. Block him off here. There's contact. No Carlos damage, but we'll take it. Yeah, the AI difficulty is complete rubbish. We shouldn't really be catching Lance Stroll if we've got issues. Still hanging on for now. Pierre Gasly. Hit with Lance Stroll, then in their DRS. Oh, we will have to actually. Save us with battery as well.
We're leading our teammate by 6.8 seconds.
A lot slower in the straights. That was not a dive bomb. That was not a dive bomb.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Supposed to be holding off these guys, not fighting these two. What am I doing? Hayden's pretty much nowhere to be seen. They obviously expected us to drop back way further back than this. Does Lance not have DRS on Esteban? Run. Sliding with Pierre Gasly. Thing or a bad thing if we gain spots on these two in front of us here. Burn everything here. What we got? One to go.
Okay,
haven't lost anything yet.
Final lap of the race. Final lap.
Just get runs out of here. Burn everything we got. To block him. Why is there a Haas up here in 6th? This is a lap car. Lock up there. Oh, it is Hulkenberg. What's he doing? Not really a move there, Pierre. That's white. It's 22nd. Nico Hulkenberg, so that's white. Just do enough to hold our position. Gee whiz, that was something.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Park
And there goes
Fermé.
Pierre right on cue. Don't know about the racing etiquette. That could have been a little bit better, but anyhow.
Look, this isn't the first time we've seen Devin Butler go rogue, but the question is, what are Konnersport going to do about it?
Well, it's really hard, as we've seen so many times before, Crofty, in the past. So hard to control your drivers. In a way, they're their own entity, but on top of it, they're working for the team, and that's what you want. It's a very hard situation to manage.
And working for the team, Kasper Ackerman wanted to make a clean break for this year. This does feel, though, that it's something that they might have had to have dealt with last season.
It's really not what they wanted. A repeat of what happened in the past, and you cannot let it go on. It can't continue. They're just damaging the reputation of the team and their own reputation as well. They have to sort it out. I'm sure they'll be having words.
So it's all changed here in Australia, and as the teams acclimatised to their new standings, so will we.
Probably see the
The
podium.
drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
Right. Oh, here we go. This will be interesting.
Now, Devon, you didn't respond to a team order today. In Hungary last season, you said it was a comms issue, but Konnersport claimed they didn't know what that issue was. So, are they hiding something? What's really going on here?
Well, make Devon the bad guy. Not going to fuel any speculation, which give more reputation. There's another Konnersport technical issue, which that would what Devon would say. Mistakes sometimes happen. Probably get more reputation.
Look, anything I say is going to be taken out of context. So I'd rather not fuel that kind of speculation. I'll debrief the team, and we'll figure out how we can stop it happening again. That's all there is to it.
Devon, you finished the race with a compromised car today. What was that like for you?
It's tough out there. Did what I could, but what am I supposed to do? It was pretty straightforward. Go tough out
Yeah,
there.
it was tough out there. I mean, I love this track. You know I can do well here, and it's frustrating to deal with anything that slows me down. You know, I didn't like it, and the team didn't like it.
Now, some have been saying that you do get preferential treatment because your father funds the team. What do you say to those allegations?
Okay. So two options. You don't get help. I love preferential treatment. I actually think he prefers Aiden, which is absolute garbage. Let's be completely honest there. I mean, yes, he has had his chats with him. Go check the other video out if you haven't seen it. It's practical for a team to prioritise their best driver. My father's money has no bearing on my natural talents. I'll go over this one.
That always strikes me as really odd, like as if the only reason that I'm fast on the track is because my dad funds the team. You know, how is that an explanation? It's ridiculous.
So how do you expect Konnersport to perform this season based on your performance so far?
We can only go so far with Aiden on the team. The car behaves itself. We can do well. We can win the whole thing. What do I go with that? We could probably win the whole
I
thing.
expect us to win the whole thing, Natalie. You know, people talk about Mercedes and Red Bull, but people are in
Reputation
for quite
got
a
knocked.
shock this time around because Konnersport will be top of the constructors by the end of the season. You mark my words. You heard it here first. Boom!
That's great, thank you.
Might have been the wrong response, but obviously we lost reputation. Promising start turned into a difficult end with Devon having to finish the race with a compromised car. And now we're into Casper's job now.
Could you take a look at this, please?
Okay. Producers of Throttle Zone have been in touch. They're now seeking permission to film inside the Konnersport garage for the upcoming Throttle Zone scenes. They'll need a full run of the garage while they film. Engineering department are also scheduled to have the garage on those same dates to run tests. How we allow the film crew access? Well, we can't kick out our engineers out of their own workplace. That's going to inconvenience everyone. Tell them they can't film in the garage. Well, there's plenty the engineers can be getting on with outside of the garage. Andrea agreed to the filming. We should honour that. Let's make it work. I mean, we sort of agreed to this filming thing, didn't we? So we must well confirm. Well, some teams had to put in overtime to make it work. It looks like the early returns on this year's car proved that they were able to make strides during its development. Last year's mid-season upgrades also turned out to require development of certain components this year, so it was worthwhile to exercise. There's been some positive press attention surrounding our 7 decision-making last year. Devin refused to comment on what happened out there today. Speculation is rife. What should we say? Devon's a great driver, and it was a simple misunderstanding. These things happen. It's support. No comment. Don't care if it feels well speculation. We can't comment on this until we've got to the bottom of it or criticise. Tell them we clearly have some problems that we need to address. We expect better from Devon, and we expect better from our car. Get more reputation. No comment on that one. Whether it's the right one or not, who knows? We're getting close to level 6 on our reputation. We're about 3/4 of the way to level 7 in performance. So, oh, here's the phone call. Andreo.
You nip this in the bud, Cass. Do you hear me?
Andreo.
Butler, what was that out there today? I will not have a return to last season. We are a team. He cannot be allowed to do just what he wants.
Just calm down. I have it under control.
Oh, this is Devon we're talking about. There is no control. He nearly lost the car, Casper.
But he didn't. You know what it gets like out there. I'm sure there's an explanation.
Or an excuse.
And we'll find out. I'll be raising it at the debrief, okay? So I'll report back to you.
Okay, hang on. Look, I've got to go. I've got Davidoff on the other line.
Of course you have. Enjoy.
That'll be fun. Don't know if we'll get a call from Davidoff, for the man himself, for Casper, but or whether we'll see that in the cutscene. And the usual stuff for the socials. What else we got news-wise? The stuff for Konnersport. Let's all ease off on Butler critique. Yeah, but it always surprised me how readily those of us watching on cry and wail about how the driver in the car is somehow doing it all wrong. Ever notice how easy it is it makes those assessments from the comfort of your sofa? You take a bite from your sandwich, reach for another sip of your drink, and confidently pass judgment that the driver in question is an idiot. Regardless of what actually happened on track with Devon Butler in Melbourne, there is difference between the drivers who sit in the seat of an F1 car competing at the highest level in motorsport and the spectators who sit in comfort in homes and TV studios, staring at their screens, passing judgment from afar. Just for once, let's acknowledge the difficulty of the sport and give Devon Butler the benefit of the doubt. Okay? The case of the missing team order. Butler pushes despite warning. While fans across the world heard the order come through on the Konnersport radio, Devon Butler appears to be the only one who missed it. Reactions from those in and around the racing world have been polarised. Calls for Konnersport to let the man drive on social media have been met with a conflicting view from those closer to the paddock. Former F1 driver Lucas Weber branded the incident as typical Butler, adding, in all the years he's been driving, Devon's arrogance hasn't once diminished. Now it seems as if he's been given a licence to do what he wants. He's uncontrollable. Interesting stuff, which is probably about right. All right, what do we got? Phil, head mechanic. Casper, we've just run a full diagnostics check on Devon's car. I won't go into everything here, but it's not quite as bad as we feared. Should be good to go again in no time. Let's talk about when you're next in the garage. Then we got Davidoff in the email. Casper, call me as soon as you get this. We need to discuss the party line with regard to what happened out there today. We all know that certain things will always be temperamental come race day. I'll not have the finger pointed at Devon for this one. Typical Butler, innit? Call me. Anyway. And Zoe, Casper's other half. Who was she? Environmental consultant, ZOSA Consultancy. Hey, Cass, saw the race. Hope there's not too much drama to deal with, but then I guess there always is, right? Lily's still cheering for Aiden. I'm still cheering for you. Hang in there. Nice of her.
No, it's a big deal when one of your drivers decides to do their own thing. So I called him out on it at the next team meeting.
And what was Devon's reaction?
Well, he denied the whole thing. Blamed it on a comms fail.
Which I thought was strange. The same thing happened the year before when I was principal, and he gave the exact same excuse.
It's happened again. Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, good old Imola, Chapter 9. With 2 races in as many years now impacted by communication issues involving Devon, Konnersport management have started to ask questions. As the grid heads to Imola, Casper looks for clarity from his driver. Is this where it gets a little bit spicy? Here we go.
Yeah?
You wanted to see me?
There he is. You're a difficult man to pin down. Right, I'll cut right to the chase, Devon. Tell me what's happening.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's not just disregarding team orders. Paddock talks. People are saying you've been distracted, that you're ignoring them completely. Now, my job is to make sure the team works smoothly, like clockwork, so I'm just trying to work out what's going on.
I told you, check the comms.
Yeah, the comms are fine, Devon. We checked. What's going on?
Nothing.
Just cut that out. Show me some respect now.
Okay. I heard the order. All right? You happy?
Why ignore it?
I'm feeling it, Cass. The pressure. Paddock gossip these last couple of months.
Oh, come on. You're Devon Butler. You are the paddock gossip.
You've heard what they're saying, right? You've seen what they're writing. Driving on Daddy's money. It's making me second guess myself.
Okay. We can work through that. Start changing the team narrative.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, I'd like you to see someone from the medical team. Just to be sure. I've booked you in for this afternoon.
No, Cass. Look, I've got a race to prep for, okay? I need my head in the game. I'm fine.
I get that. That's fine. But I want you to see them straight after the race. Understood?
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, we're still driving as Devon. I'd like to see whether his old man calls next couple of moments. We've got A Family Affair, Aiden's Humble Beginnings, Konnersport's Melbourne Mishap, we've got the home of Ferrari, Imola's Heritage. Of course, the name bears the legendary Enzo Ferrari and his son Dino. Of course, the track is named after, of course. It's not far from Maranello. So, anyway, Konnersport's Melbourne Mishap. A team that refuses to be straight with us. It's a case of collective deja vu. We saw it in Hungary last season. We've seen it again in Australia. The issue last time was the same as this time. For whatever reason, Butler does not follow a team order. And the team's response this time is identical too. Konnersport claim they don't know what's going on with their own cars. That is indeed the case, and it's a case of gross incompetence on behalf of a team who need to be competing at their highest possible level. If it's not true, then Konnersport aren't being straight with us, and that's almost as concerning. There they go, behind the scenes. Aiden's humble beginnings. Not something that I went out of my way to broadcast, but I was still living with my mum when I made the move to F1. Aiden Jackson laughs. These humble beginnings are definitely something that Jackson seems to have left in the past as we sit chatting on the roof terrace of his spacious London townhouse. There's one thing that F1 has given me, it's a bit of financial freedom. I've got to pay off my mum's house and buy one of my own. When asked why he chose London as his base, his answer was simple. England will always be my home, even if I do spend most of the year away from it. Besides, I've always thought London is the best city in the world. A family affair. How many Butlers is too many? After a disastrous event at the Australian GP, in which Butler seemed to openly ignore a direct team order, itself a stark reflection of an incident last season, one can only wonder if Konnersport's overarching problem is one of too many Butlers. The Schumachers, the Verstappens, the Rosbergs, Formula One is filled with father and son dynamics, but with Butler Sr. as their primary investor and Butler Jr. driving for the team, it's easy to imagine a rather unique situation at Konnersport, which Devon is perhaps given certain concessions from the top regarding his on-track actions. One would trust that Casper Ackerman would be the balancing force here, but with a father and son duo driving the very fortunes of the team, it's debatable how far his hands may be tied. You could maybe say a similar thing for what Aston Martin may be going through at the moment with Lawrence and Lance Stroll. But, I mean, that's just me. It might change in the near future. Who knows? If Fernando and they pull their finger out with the arse with their car, especially what happened this current season. Elisa Lang, interview. Hey, Devon, we know there's a lot of focus on you in the press right now after Melbourne. We're working to stem the tide, but we thought maybe we could arrange an interview for you. You have a knack for spinning stories, and we could use that to our advantage. Help make the story go away. Let us know. Elisa. Casper, thanks for our chat earlier. I appreciate your honesty. My door is always open. I know you like to deal with things on your own terms, but I'm here to help. Just say the word. Linda, the medical confirmation, just a quick email confirming your medical checkup at Casper's request. You could head over after the race. They'll be ready to see you. Any questions, just shout. And Mark about the weather forecast. Latest forecast for the race are in. Looks like it should remain dry throughout. We shouldn't have to deal with high temperatures due to the cloud cover. Full report is attached for your per usual. Oh, now they actually show the actual forecast of the race. Where was this earlier with the other ones? Anyway, looks like we're not getting any other phone calls, so let's do it. Mid-race. Feeling the pressure mount, Devon hopes a strong performance will divert the team's attention from any concerns about his health. 7 laps to go. Oh, hello. Look at the farm. Finish the race.
Fine. Just leave me to it, yeah?
Bad place to rejoin, isn't it? Just finished the race. Where are we? 16. So in no man's land. There's Oscar Piastri that got past us. What's that time look like? Not too bad, actually. How bad the AI is, so probably this rate will get back up to the top 10. Pick them off one by one. At this rate, we will get into the top 10. Let's be honest with this AI level that it is. Even though we're on the hardest difficulty we could find, they're still acting like easy AI. Go for a double over to take on both Oscar and Logan.
Captain teammate ahead is 12.7 seconds.
Oh my God, Logan. Put my foot well on the brakes there. We're kind of done just. Whether Oscar back down or not, but we'll take it. Nico Hulkenberg on old hards, I ship. Go right onto the white marbles there.
Great pass.
I think I'll wait for Valtteri. Could have gone for a move down there, but better of it. What is this AI level difficulty? Fair dinkum.
And the gap to the car in front is 2.3 seconds.
I'm not working off friggin' easy AI. Come on, EA, you better do better in the next breaking point. All story mode. This is ridiculous. Co-Made next in 11th. Get it? We do. Right. Nick DeVries and Lando Norris next, who are arguing further up the road. I've got a break at this first chicane, which I don't. Going off the last cinematics, this may potentially be Devon's last race before they chuck in Cully into the seat, but I might be proven wrong. Again, preset setup. Sort of, Fanatec was just sort of stuck on one.
Fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:20.2. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now.
I don't understand why that message comes up after you ask that information. Oh, okay, cutscene. Here we go. Whoa. He's way out of it.
Devon Butler now. Oh, that's not good! Oh no! Devon Butler spins! He's out!
Oh, he just misjudges it and clips the curb. What a mess!
Devon Butler, with that move, is out of the race. He won't want to see that too many times. We want to see him out of the car, though. That's good news.
Big relief there, although he does still look a bit unsteady on his feet, Crofty.
Well, thumbs up to the crowd, but I'd imagine after that, he'll be quite shaken.
Charles Leclerc style.
Hey.
Done, Casper. I'm done.
It's okay. It's okay. It was his hearing. He'd been keeping it from us. I think maybe he'd been trying to keep it from himself. I mean, he was at the height of his career. Yeah, what can you say?
How did you feel?
I was devastated. But 5 years in F1. Can't argue with that. I mean, most people never even get the chance, so. And I was still one of the best while I was out there. You ask anyone,
How did you feel when Devon left?
How did I feel?
You say, is that really the question you really want to ask Aiden after that one? The Butler Estate UK, several weeks later, we're getting to Chapter 10. With Devon's sudden retirement, the team at Konnersport forced to scramble in an attempt to find a driver who can replace his performance on track.
But if we are going to hit our targets, we need another driver, a permanent one, and fast.
But we are mid-season. It's impossible.
So, given the circumstances, do you think you can grant us a bit of leeway on the contract?
I have the projections. If Konnersport doesn't reach 5th place in the constructors this season, the returns simply aren't worth my time. That was always the deal. And it still is.
But with a little extra time, perhaps we...
Stop! The deal stands. And without Devon driving, there's now little of interest for me beyond the contract. It's just business.
There must be something we can do.
So, legacy is obviously important to you, David. As a father, I totally get that. So if Devon, your son, can't drive, how about your daughter? Why don't we give the seat to Callie?
No. California will not be signed to Konnersport.
Why not? Just think of the commercial opportunities for the team that signs her. Forget legacy. You'd be making history.
And you'll be giving a phenomenal talent her first break into F1. It's the right thing to do. Come on, you know she deserves it.
The daughter who took her mother's name to spite me. Nah, she'll never say yes.
Why don't you leave that to me?
Contract still stands, Ackerman. 5th place, or I'm out next season.
One problem at a time, eh?
Interesting one. Okay, so it's Davidoff's daughter, but didn't take his last name. Interesting one. Okay, Spanish Grand Prix. Chapter 10. The F1 calendar waits for no one. While Casper and Andrea work to secure a permanent replacement for Devon, the team must turn its attention to the Spanish Grand Prix. We're back doing the stuff again with Casper. What do we got?
We need your input on this one.
All right. Engineering department are annoyed that you agreed to let the Throttle Zone film crew take over the garage for part of the upcoming testing session. Yeah, I knew that would come back to bite me. Going to make their job in the garage much more difficult, especially considering that Aiden will be busy. Will busy filming. That does not make sense. We'll be busy filming, and Devon is no longer around. They could do some testing with Noah, the reserve driver, but they want to know if they can adjust today's race strategy to get a head start on gathering specific data about the car. Decline, no, we've already agreed on today's strategy. We stick to the plan, or let's accommodate the engineers. They've already had to sacrifice part of their schedule for this filming. This will affect the bonus objective in the upcoming race. I'll go agree on this one, I think. Yeah, I'll probably sacrifice their side of things. Emily incident down. I can't help that. That's not my fault. Yeah. Oh, phone call. Andrea, let's have a look.
Andrea?
Have you spoken to her yet?
Yes, we've spoken.
And what did you say?
She'll be around this weekend. She agreed to come and see me.
You mean you haven't asked her yet?
Of course not. It's a delicate situation. I'm sure she has an idea, but... look, it's not just something you casually ask over the phone, is it?
Why not?
Come on. This is potentially life-changing for her. And the whole family situation needs to be handled with a little, care and respect.
Well, you're the one that knows her. Just make sure she says yes and fast. I'm finding it difficult to keep fielding questions about the future of Konnersport.
Yeah, I read part of that interview. Could almost feel you squirm.
That bad, huh?
Worse. Look, I'll call you as soon as I know.
All right, brief guide to mid-season driver swaps. I'll read this one. Rotating cars. So for anyone new to F1, it's worth having a brief cheat sheet on the rules about mid-season driver swaps, mainly that there are none. Unlike in other sports, there is nothing forcing a team to stick with their driver pairing. The list of swaps is endless, but notable examples begin with the team currently on the grid in the 2000s and 2010s. Red Bull made quite the name for themselves when they came to swapping drivers mid-season. Liuzzi and Klein sharing the second seat. Kvyat for Verstappen, decision that looks positively prophetic with hindsight, and Gasly out, Albon in. Renault have also made the most of a mid-season gamble, bringing in a young Carlos Sainz in place for the outgoing Julian Palmer. Although I don't know, is that how you pronounce Spelly's first name? I don't know. Again, looking at where Sainz is now, I think he's done all right for. We've got Konnersport, a port in a storm, small mercies, and their struggles on track are evident. But word from the paddock suggests that Konnersport are at least winning one battle, that of winning hearts and minds. Sources suggest that more established teams and drivers have a lot of time for Konnersport, a lot of sympathy for their struggles. Some point to their own experience at newer teams and how long it takes to get properly up and running. However, F1 is a fickle sport, and perhaps a general reluctance to go on the record is an indicator of how quickly tides can turn if things change. Trackside. Andrea speaks out about Devon. This was the one I think he was mentioning on the phone. So we were overjoyed to interview the owner of Konnersport, Andrea Connor, at such a pivotal time for the team. The question on everyone's lips right now, what's going on with Devon Butler and will he be back? Devon remains on the team, Connor says. He's seeking treatment for medical issues that we're not at liberty to disclose right now. So it turns out it was a medical issue for Devon, although this is the first time we've heard anyone from Konnersport confirm it. When will we know more? That's up to Devon, Connor says. He's the one who'll decide when to discuss this, if he even wants to. In the meantime, we'll have backup plans in place and intend to support Devon completely. Beyond that, our priority remains fulfilling his obligations to our sponsors, to our fans, and living up to the great potential this team has. What really happened to Devon? Rumour mill in full force, leading to extreme speculation about Devon Butler's future on the team. Konnersport are yet to release an official statement about precisely what happened at Imola, but Butler has not been seen since, leaving Konnersport reserve Noah Bell set to start his second Grand Prix in Barcelona this weekend. Paddock gossip is rife with reasons for Devon's absence. Some say he quit Konnersport in frustration. Some saying infighting with his father became too much to bear. Others have perhaps more realistically speculated on a potential medical condition. Whatever the case, we're sure to find out the truth before long and hope to see the indomitable Devon Butler back in the driving seat soon. Well, it'll be really doubtful on that one. And then all the social stuff will probably be mentioning about, like, you know, because Devon's gone, who's coming in or whatnot. Or will Devon return and whatnot. What have we got? Emails. Here we go. Callie. I'll head on over. Cass, I'm already here. Landed in Spain last night and just arrived at the track. I have a few bits to finish up first, then I'll head straight over to Konnersport. Really looking forward to seeing you and catching up. I've got so much to tell you. Also intrigued at why you couldn't talk on the phone earlier and said you needed to see me. You'd better not be up to something. Andreo. Casper, they published a Trackside Chats interview I did. It'd be great if you can keep on top of anything Devon related. Even the smallest contradiction could lead to speculation we don't need. It's exactly the same messaging we discussed. Devon's got a medical condition. It's up to him if he wants to talk about it. Let's hold off any talk of a replacement for another week if we can. Good. And Zoe, Cass, Callie called. Yes, she does suspect what you're going to offer her the seat. Of course she does. I said I couldn't possibly comment, which I guess is as good as confirming it. She's going to find out after the race anyway, right? It's wonderful you're offering her the seat. It'll be so good for the sport. Call me when you get this. All right, let's go to the race. Racing with the team's reserve driver, Konnersport looked to Aiden Jackson to help keep them afloat in the standings while a permanent replacement for Devon is arranged. So it looks like we're doing the full race for this one, are we? Yep, by the look of it.
I don't think we're in for a quiet one today. It's race day here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya.
A little drink.
It's an updated track at Catalunya, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Gasly, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Joe, Sargent, Bottas, Magnussen, Ocon, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Jackson, Stroll, Albon, and Noah Bell. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
Right, from the back of the grid. Although it's going to be pretty easy, let's be honest.
It's time for the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. And whilst the season is just a few races old, it's already been one full of drama. So, Natalie Pinkham, who have you got your eye on this weekend?
Well, in Formula One, naturally, the conversation is drawn towards those at the top of the standings, both drivers and teams. But I'm really intrigued by the midfield team of Konnersport. Devon Butler's absence will definitely be felt. There's no doubt about that, both on and off the track. For me, the interesting thing will be how they move forward without him.
Indeed, almost as many battles off the track as there are on it for Konnersport at the moment. And Casper Ackermann and his team certainly have their work cut out for them this weekend.
I know it's been a mad few weeks, mate, but you've always gone well here, so let's get your head down and see what we can do. Come on.
All right, so the usual, what do we got, 25% race, I'm pretty sure. Just going to blank out again because I don't really want to show off the setup. Because if you want to get a sim racing setup from the guys at SRC, you can check out the website there, simracing-center.com, or go scan the QR code on the screen there. I'm pretty sure it still works. I'm not actually too sure, but I think it does. Do I have a Spanish track? Yes, I do, actually. Probably from one of the different ones anyway, but well, who cares? It's only like a short race anyway, so right, so pretty much. Oh, should we go opposite strategy? We probably might go opposite strategy. Can we? Yes, we can. So we'll do the opposite strategy. I can't remember what fuel was like here. It doesn't matter anyway. We're going to be making our way through the grid. Nice shuffling. Try and secure as many points as possible. What is with the shuffling? Or the shuddering, sorry, on the grid. This feels weird. What is the fucking car shuddering on the grid? Finishing the top 8 for the bonus reputation. Jesus. Hulkenberg is there. 17th. Not really silly dive bombs. Learned that last time in the F2 cars. Spots from here because it's quite slow. Variety on the strategy, like to see it. Past K-Mag, 14th. Logan Sargent next on the mediums. Go around the outside. Slow as fuck through here. Again, at this rate, we're still with the easy AI difficulty. We're going to win the race, so let's do something stupid. Come on, Joe. There, dude. Whoa, hang on, bro. me. Yield. Whoa, Fernando, what was that, son? Losing that white. Oscar Piastri's in 8th, where we need to be.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Left through DRS. Battle between Carlos Sainz and Piastri for 8th. Warnings don't appear on this game, obviously. This story, mate. Sliding in. Here's the ball. Carlos, there we go for 8th. Bloody hell, AI are fucking horrible.
Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Okay. Nice from Charles. Brake locking between the brake bars. Max not winning a race. What is this?
Gap to your teammate behind is 10.6
Passing on
seconds.
George. Around the outside. Thank you. You guys can fight all you want, or I'll just pull away. Nice knowing you guys.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
They're getting it quick on the mediums anyway, so. We'll just win the race by about 20 odd seconds this race.
we're approaching the pit window, you're going to be on the top. Push hard on the inlet.
Stop's happening about now.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 32.0 seconds.
No day, he's a reserve, so. lap or two, I think, before we will pit. Left-hand side is going to work tyre wet. Rest. Russell, Perez, Gasly, Piastri. George, why are you going on the hards, for God's sake? No idea.
Right, Noah's coming in for his stop now.
Now. 34.2-second gap back to Max, who's already pitted. Can I start on the mediums? I can't remember. It must have done if he's on the softs. And jump with you guys. Lewis and Perez.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Yep.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away.
I'm aware, Mark. Aggressive, but in pit lane we go. Five laps on these softs.
Okay, go, go, go. Perfect
Just
job
now
from
in
you
this
and the
safety
crew
car.
there, mate. We're delighted with that. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Easy margin. Remember, we are on cold tyres, so margin might come back a little bit. Stuck on 100 degrees on the tyres. I don't know why, but that's EA and Cody's for you.
Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel available. 5 laps of fuel left.
Again as well, but lap. That's right. Gran in the second sector, and I wasn't even pushing that hard. All right, let's have another crack. It's at the fastest lap of the race anyway.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Fastest last lap of it. Doesn't matter. Used up most of that battery anyway, so. Righto. Pretty simple race this one. 23-second gap back to max anyway, so you can tell we're on easy AI difficulty. So get to 30 seconds, I'm not too sure, but more set that sleeve probably would have lapped the field, letting our teammate, filling reserve teammate, sorry. Some of the other guys there on the main straight there. Thanks, we don't really need to see that. Should have maybe upped the margin a little bit, about 25 seconds or about 30 seconds, but pretty comfortable win in the end. We get another W for Konnersport. Danny Rick style celebration.
So it's Aidan Jackson propping up Konnersport here today, but the big news off the track is the speculation about this team and whether or not they'll see out the season with their current lineup.
Well, I think they'll have to sign a new driver, Crofty. It's a gamble worth taking.
Well, a mid-season signing would get us all talking, I'm sure, but time will tell. A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
right, what's the question's going to be? Probably about our teammate.
Well, Konnersport are in a bit of an odd situation right now. So just tell me, what is it like for you today?
It's pretty strange, but you do what you can. It doesn't matter who my teammate is. Don't know about the right-hand side one, so we'll go to the left.
Yeah, not so long ago, my teammate was Devon, and we had a plan sorted out for the rest of the season. Now it's Noah, and for the last couple of races, suddenly nobody's quite sure what the situation is. I've never had to drive in this situation before, so it's all pretty strange, but you do what you can.
Most importantly, how is Devon? And how are you finding it without your teammate?
Oh, God, you really have to ask me about this one. Never thought I'd say this, but I do miss him. We're all concerned about him. Devon will be back, even if it's just to annoy me. God, again, why do you have to ask a question? I think we'll just say we're all concerned about him.
Yeah, I know as much as everybody else, so, you know, I saw what happened. I'm obviously very worried for him, and as is everybody else, and, you know, I know he's not fit to drive for us right now. As far as I know, he's working super hard to return to the sport, and, yeah, I wish him well.
Well, there's a lot of talk about what happens if Devon doesn't return. Would Konnersport be looking for a new driver, do you think?
That's a question for Casper. Don't really want to put too much pressure on him. It's too soon to talk about that. It's still Devon's seat as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. We're good with our current lineup. Don't know about that one. Whether that's still counting Devon or not. There's a lot of young talent out there.
It's not for me to say, but I think it could be a real opportunity for the team to make an exciting signing. There's a lot of talent out there hungry for a shot in F1, and Konnersport could find themselves in the perfect position to offer them one.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we might squeeze in one more chapter, and that might do us. With the Spanish Grand Prix in the books, Konnersport set their sights on securing their driver lineup for the remainder of 2023 season. Don't tell me that's Devon at the desk there. Oh, here we go. Aiden, okay.
Hey, Casper, you wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did.
Shoot.
Nothing major, really. To be honest, I just wanted to thank you.
Oh. What for? I'm, you know, just doing my job.
No, it's more than that. Well, I know why you stayed on the team. And, well, I won't lie to you, it's not been easy.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Yeah, but you really stepped up. It's good for me to know that I've got someone like you to rely on.
Always.
Yeah. Look, Aiden, I'll warn you, things may not get any easier, at least not for a while, but, well, we've got something in the pipeline, a potential new driver, and a damn good one.
Who is it?
I can't say, not yet. It's a bit of a gamble, but if they agree, we could have something special.
Nice. And, how is Devon?
Fine. I think... I'm not sure. I mean, Davidoff has closed the door on that one, but... Yeah, he tells me Devon is in a good place, though.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
Just, keep doing what you're doing, okay? And now, just get out of here.
Of course. I'll catch you later, Casper.
All right. Well, that's normal Butler style, isn't it? Backing of your driver as whatnot. But so what do we got? Oh, no, we've read that one. So it's these two. What do we got? Reserves to the rescue. Stepping up to the plate. With Noel Bell thrust into the position of deputy for the stricken Devon Butler, fans with an interest in F1 history may be wondering what examples from years gone by they can call upon the next time it comes up in a pub quiz. Well, we've got you covered, starting with 2020. When Lewis Hamilton had to drop out, a young George Russell stepped up from his plucky Williams to the beast of the championship-winning Mercedes and almost had glory to show for it. Strong drive only offset by rotten luck with a pit stop error, and a slow puncture meant he was denied a maiden win. Last year, Nick de Vries essentially secured his full-time drive this season by subbing in for Alex Albon and immediately finishing in the points, something that eluded Williams on most occasions last year. Elsewhere, Nico Hulkenberg replaced Perez in 2020 and Vettel in 2022, and Antonio Giovinazzi subbed in for Pascal Wehrlein in 2017. Wait, did he? I can't remember. Too long ago. Konnersport's replacement. New driver in time for Azerbaijan. Ugh, do I really have to drive that track? One question persists following today's performance. How long can Konnersport reserve Noah Bell hold out? Has he done enough to satisfy Andre O'Connor? And is there a chance the sponsors will simply want a name they recognise? Might Davidoff Butler see this as an opportunity to exert pressure on the team? Replacement driver does seem the most likely scenario for the team right now. But do they have anyone lined up? And just how fast are things moving behind the scenes? One of my sources tells me that things are moving faster than we might expect, that a Konnersport could announce a new driver as soon as next week and have a full roster again soon thereafter, perhaps as early as Baku. We shall wait and see. This is just probably all the Jackson stuff. Noah Bell looks distinctly dodgy out there today. New signing then? Or the usual stuff. A few guys there. Jess, of course. David Coulthard looks like a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. And the emails. What do we got? Oh, God, quite a few. Davidoff about Callie. Casper, this remains against my better judgment, but you and Andreo seem convinced this is the right direction for the team. Let me know the second you've spoken to her. I want updates the instant they happen. Well done. Update soon. Team, I know it's not been easy at Konnersport recently, but I want you all to know that I appreciate your professionalism in the face of such adversity. We know now that Devon will not be joining us again this season. I'm incredibly grateful for Noah's efforts in particular, but we still need an additional driver to bring the team back to full strength as soon as we can. In that regard, I hope to have news I can share with you all soon. We appreciate all you've done to make this work in the meantime. Thanks so much. Edward Graham, reschedule. I don't know what the message part means, but... Oh, look, look at this. Casper Davidoff has been in touch. 1 minute he's saying Callie's the right choice. Next minute he's saying he's saying she's a risk. If I didn't know better, I'd say he's panicking. Though whether it's a legitimate concern or for personal reasons, I'm not sure. Would you like me at the meeting with Callie? I'm happy either way. Call me when you get this. Edward Grantham. Casper, per our call out, you'll find the production schedule attached. There's nothing in there that we haven't discussed, but feel free to double check it and let me know if there's anything that looks problematic for you guys. Thanks so much for working with us to make this happen. We're all super excited our side, and we just know Aiden's going to be completely brilliant. Are you going to be around on the shoot day? Let me know, and maybe we can grab a coffee. Cheers, Teddy G. Okay. And then Phil, Casper, following on from our early discussion, I don't think you need to worry too much. Engineering department is still upset about losing valuable garage time to a filming crew, but they're all incredibly grateful for the opportunity to gather the data they need during today's race. It seems to have gone a long way towards smoothing things over with the team. I'll see you in the meeting later. There shouldn't be too many grumbles, but I'm on your side as ever. Right, so let's go to probably the last chapter we'll do in this recording.
Hey, boss, got a couple of minutes?
All right. Aiden has been approached to help promote an F1 sim racing event. He agreed to take part without consulting with us first, and the event has already announced his participation on social media. Should we still let him attend? Still. We've got agreed to decline compromise. Yes, it's annoying he didn't talk to us about this first, but getting his face out there is good exposure for the team. No, there are enough distractions going on with this season. Without this, we needed to focus on our driving or compromise. It's not ideal, but let's see if we agree for him to attend over video. He can keep his commitments without having to lead the team to do so. We'll go to compromise, see if it works, but... Oh, well.
Why are you hesitating? You've always dreamt of racing in F1.
Not like this. Do you know what he did?
Oh, your father?
He refused to support me. Said he'd only fund one of his children. Said Devon had better prospects.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Mum used the divorce settlement to help me out, but... And you're only here because he sent you.
No. This was my idea. My decision. And this is me asking you, Callie, not your father. We need a replacement, and I ask for you because I know how good you are. And that's the truth.
I always said I'd do it on my terms, not his.
I'll look out for you. Just like I did in F2.
Will you keep him away from me?
I'll do everything in my power, everything, to make sure that all you have to think about is driving. We got a deal? You might never get this opportunity again. You know that.
All right, last chapter, probably last chapter of this recording anyway. Azerbaijan Grand Prix, several weeks later. Chapter 11. With current F2 champion Kalle Mayer now on board, Casper and the team at Konnersport hope that stability on the roster will help garner the results needed to keep pace in the competitive midfield of the F1 grid. And what else does he need help?
Could you take a look at this, please?
Great news. One of our sponsors has unexpectedly paid a bonus early. There are a number of ways we can use this money. Question is, where should we invest it? Car Team Factory. Getting more performance out of the car is paramount. Happy team is productive team. Let's reward them for all their hard work and feed this back into the bonus pot. Factory facilities still fall behind those of our competitors. Further investment here will help us for the years to come. Team Factory. I mean, cars going is somewhat good, but we'll go the team. I'll toss it up with the Factory, but no, well. Oh, well, did well for the performance, so we'll take it. Here we go. Davidoff.
Davidoff.
They stopped me entering the garage just because Callie's in there. It's ridiculous.
We've had this conversation. You need to give her space.
I'll humour you for now, Ackerman, but I don't like being told where I can and can't go around here. Don't forget, you talked me into this.
What does that mean? Talked you into what?
Signing Callie in the first place. I'm just allowing you to take credit for it, that's all.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to blame me.
Well, if you're right about it, there'll be no blame to allocate, will there?
Anything else?
You're a busy man. I'll let you go.
Call it what you will. Oh, we'll read these ones. Glass ceiling shattered. Kalle Mayer ends a 31-year wait. Kalle Mayer is the newest entrant onto the F1 grid, but she's also the first woman in 31 years to enter a Grand Prix. Last was Giovanna Amati back in 1992, but the qualification rules were different then, and drivers from lower-running teams had to pre-qualify to gain entry to the qualifying proper. So Amati never got to make her bow in the race itself. Before her, Desiree Wilson also tried and failed to qualify, but she did win in a different F1 classification at Brands Hatch, meaning she had a stand named after her in her honour there, as the only woman to win a Formula One race of any kind. Leila Lombardi remains the only female point scorer in F1, finishing 6th in the 1975 Spanish Grand Prix. Only half points were awarded due to an early stoppage, so Lombardi scored 0.5 points for the season. Finally, a special word for the Italian racer Maria Teresa De Filippis, who was the first woman to compete in F1, Formula One, doing so in 5 races. The Butlers, family behind Konnersport Butler Global Racing Team. Although we all know Devon Butler, for most of us, Kalle Mayer is a new name in the sport. The arrival of Konnersport to the grid also saw Devon's father, Davidoff, thrust into the limelight as the team's most prominent investor. He is the butler in Butler Global after all. Remains to be seen what role Devon will play in the future of the sport, if any, but the Butler family has fast established its own racing legacy over the course of the past 2 seasons. Kalle Mayer, meanwhile, has shirked the Butler family name for presumed personal reasons, taking her mother's name after her parents' divorce in 2013. The situation at Konnersport is as complex as it is interesting. An F1 veteran turned team principal Casper Ackerman must keep the outfit running. Trackside chats, Ackerman on Mayer. Interview with Konnersport's team principal Casper Ackerman, who mentored Kalle through her winning season in F2. Did he always know Kalle would be successful in the world of motorsports? We asked him. Not special for recognising Kalle's ability, Ackerman said. Everyone who follows F2 knows how dominant she was in the 22 season. If she were a man, we'd all be much less surprised she'd found a seat on an F1 team. And how does he think she'll adjust to driving an F1? Ackerman's careful not to put any pressure on her. For starters, we'll make sure the car fits her, which wasn't the case in F2, he says. But you can never say for sure how a driver will adjust. But I believe in Callie, and I'm excited to find out. And then the big one, Konnersport signs Callie Mayer. F2 champ replaces her brother. Mid-season signing that had the whole F1 world talking. Konnersport initially refused to comment on Devin Butler's future and whether it would be necessary to replace him, but broke their silence last week to confirm the Callie Mayer rumours. Many speculated that Mayer, last season's F2 champion, could be brought in to fill the vacant seat on the team funded by her father. Now, ahead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Konnersport prepared for Mayer's maiden outing. And the rest of us wait, fascinated to see how she fares. This might be pretty cool with the socials. Natalie Pinkham, of course, Crofty, Jess, McFadgen, Maxime, Arava, obviously. Again, you can just pause and read through this. So, what have we got? Emails. Elissa, Callie press time. Gasp, just to follow on from our meeting yesterday, we've had another 14 individual requests for interviews with Callie this weekend. Looks like everyone's desperate for their own take. In all my years in PR, I've never seen anything like it. I've communicated to the rest of my team your concerns about protecting Callie from as much of this as we can while managing our mandatory commitments. Zoe, interview. Hey, honey, I couldn't get through on the phone, so listen, despite my best efforts not to, I'm meeting up with Evelyn for lunch. Turns out she could be pretty convincing when she wants to be. Like mother, like daughter, I guess. Just read the trackside interview, by the way. I don't know what you were so worried about. You came across really well. Although, come to think of it, wasn't it my idea for you to mentor her in the first place? You should really be interviewing me. Headline could be something like, Zoe Ackerman is quietly changing the face of F1. What do you think? I'll suggest it to Evelyn when we meet. Maybe she'll have some thoughts. Edward, Casper, it's a wrap. Casper, big thank you from all of us at Long Shark Productions for your help with the shoot. Filming continues elsewhere for us, but that's a wrap from your side of things. Please pass on our best to everyone at Konnersport, and a big thank you to Andrea for agreeing to it in the first place. It's great that we've been able to work together. Do please emphasise how sorry we are to Davidoff for dropping that lamp on his foot. It can get pretty crowded on set sometimes. I hope he understands. Oh, okay, so... yeah, I think I get that now. We can't wait for you to see the film. We'll sort you out tickets for the premiere. Would be great to have you there. We're in touch closer to the time. Teddy G. And Mark Priestley. Hey, boss. So Callie's first race is finally here. The team in the garage can't wait to see what she can do with the car. I've spoken to Callie already, mainly to make sure she doesn't get caught out in the castle section. As you remember from your F1 days, one of the difficulties of Baku is this deceptive runoff, so she needs to make sure she keeps her eyes focused on her braking points. As always, we must be driving as Callie then in the race. And we've got another thing coming up. A look at it. Hang on.
Hey, we need your input on this one.
Filming for the latest Throttle Zone was a success, and the early buzz surrounding the film has certainly paid off for the team from a publicity perspective. We're already receiving media requests to speak to Aiden closer to the film's scheduled release date. So that was pretty much it. Okay. It looks like we'll be racing. A look at it. Again, continuing with Chapter 11. With the world watching, Callie looks to make history as she approaches her first start behind the wheel of an F1 car.
History is made here today as Callie Mayer, Konnersport's latest signing, becomes the first female driver of the modern era to participate in an F1 race.
What a moment! I've got goosebumps. Now, for those of you wondering at home, only a handful of women have entered at least one Grand Prix over the years, but none have even had the opportunity to qualify since 1992. Italy's Giovanna Amati, for those of you wondering. So today is very much a new dawn here in Baku.
And Mayer was impressive in qualifying, so let's see what the Grand Prix has in store for her.
Yeah, I have to say, it is quite a tight-knit pack out there. Fierce competition all round. I really wouldn't want to call this one.
Indeed. We've seen some brilliant driving here today, especially from young Callie Mayer. She seems to have made the transition to F1 as if she was born for it.
What do we got? Catch up to Jackson before lap 8.
Okay, Callie, really good start. Keep it up.
Not finished yet.
And finish inside the top 8. Lap running here at Baku. I think I've crushed out in league races around here, so this is not boding well for me.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
Where's he? 12th. There's not going to be another. Really a passing spot will take it. What happens when we catch up to Aiden? Aiden, that'll be the main question. $348 kilometres an hour down the straight. Yuki Tsunoda. Remember how to drive this damn track. Still haven't quite used to it yet. All right.
Here comes Callie Mayer, closing in on her teammates.
Going to be a collision here.
Aiden, calm down. You're on different strategies. Just let Callie pass. Okay, Callie. Aiden's going to let you pass at the next corner. Let's go. Copy.
Will Mayer get past her teammate now? Here she comes. But there's contact.
Oh, no.
Contact between the two Konnersport drivers. Jackson's out. He gets the worst of it. Mayer's clear.
Oh, Jackson's damage looks bad. I think you're right, Crofty. His race is over.
Mayer seemed to catch Jackson unawares, though. I'm not sure why.
What was that? Why didn't she wait for me to move over on the exit? Okay, Aiden, are you alright? It's just another Butler.
Oh no, spicy stuff again. Finishing the top 10.
I thought he was letting me through.
Yeah, I know, Callie. I'm sorry about that, but it's happened now. It's over. Let's get your head down and focus. Come on. We'll talk about it later.
Copy.
Okay, so we're back to P12. Aiden's out of the race. So I don't think that was the right corner where Aiden crashed out. Going by the mini-map, but... George Russell is the target for 10. Inside the top 10, I should say.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Top 8 for a bonus reputation as well.
Okay, this is good. You're catching the car ahead.
Purple in the first place, I don't know how. Lance Stroll 8. Checo. What's he doing down here?
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Checo. The Red Bull is pretty powerful. Sneaky pass before the castle section. Righto. In the top 8 now. Pierre Gasly could probably catch.
That's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
And a fist.
Gap to the car ahead, 5.6 seconds.
So cool to hear I'm pretty sure it's an Alpine engine in this back of this car, but the full on the rev limiter, the 348 kilometers an hour earlier. Car do its thing. Spicy stuff afterwards, I think. Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso next. Could even get the McLaren, whichever one it is. Hang on to it. Hard. Why? Mercedes with a good ass strategies. Thought about it. Yep.
Nice move. Good job.
Done yet. Oscar Piastri next on the softs. Just finished that DRS, I think, on Oscar, but
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
yeah, how about that? You can make a move going into the castle section when you do it right. Don't know, might just catch Carlos Sainz at the end, but
Losing 2 seconds a lap to you. Good job. Our gap behind is 2.6 seconds. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.7 seconds.
Just get him on this last lap. Go here. .51.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Oh, nice, Carlos.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
A little bit too late before we catch him. Ooh, hang on to it. Right your way through. Just bring the car home. We've got a gap. 4.3 back to Carlos. Well, nonetheless, this will be Carly's first podium in Formula One, whether you like it or not. Well, it was controversial not to move on Aiden. Charles Leclerc wins. Well, reactions like.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Bad looking Baku. Again, I did not have any say in that.
Well, in spite of the drama amongst those at the top of the standings, so much of the discussion today has centred around Konnersport.
Absolutely, a bittersweet race for them today. One historic debut, one DNF. I mean, you couldn't write it.
And talking of that debut, what did you make of Callie Mayer's first ever start?
Well, I am so excited to see Callie racing in F1. It is great for the sport. She is a phenomenal talent. I can't wait to see what the season holds and her career as a whole.
And if today is anything to go by, the name Cali Mayer is one that we'll be watching with a lot of interest for many years to come. And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Not an ideal start. A misunderstanding between the new teammates forces Aiden to retire from the race in Baku.
And do you feel extra pressure at Konnersport? It must be difficult with your dad looking over your shoulder.
Look, it's F1. It's not possible for me to feel any more pressure than I already do. So no, it's not an issue.
Kelly, have you felt any pushback from anyone in the F1 world, just with you being the first female driver in the sport?
No, everyone's been amazing. And I'm not the first, I'm just the latest.
How's your brother? Are you really just keeping his seat warm?
You'd have to ask him that, but he is getting the help that he needs. And no, I have no intention of giving up this seat.
What happened out there between you and Aiden today?
It's just a mix-up. I thought he was letting me through on the entry, but he clearly had other ideas.
We spoke to him earlier, and he said it was deliberate on your part. Any comment on that?
It was just a misunderstanding.
You've always gone by Mayer, and now you're in a team financed by your father, driving in your brother's seat. Would you go back to the Butler name?
Should have expected it, right?
I thought you did.
It's not what I mean. I mean, I'm a woman, I get it. I'm happy to talk about it.
And what is it?
Well, it's always the same, isn't it? So you're a woman, and then every question about Dad, about Devon, about the Butler name.
Just forget about it.
Oh, I can never get away from it, can I? The only question about the race was about Aiden.
Well, maybe if we'd let it run a little longer, there would have been...
Casper? Don't defend them.
Sorry. Right. Sorry.
Look, it's fine. I'll be faster next time.
The incident at Baku, do you think she did it on purpose?
She did do it on purpose. Yeah. Check the footage.
So you didn't warm to her?
We weren't the best of friends, no.
Definitely not an ideal start. We're in Callie's garage now. Oh, what do you call it? Motorhome, I suppose you could call it. We have much news. I'll just wait to see if there's any email. No, phone call. Mum. Righto.
Hey, Mum.
Callie, I couldn't be prouder, darling. Well done.
Oh, thanks, Mum. It was a good race. Felt great out there.
Oh, it was a good race.
Oh, no, what is it?
What do you mean, what is it? What's what?
I can hear it in your voice, Mum. It was a good race.
No, it's nothing.
Go on.
No, it's just that you didn't do it on purpose, did you? When you clipped poor Aiden.
I can't believe you're even asking me. Did you really raise your daughter to behave like that?
Well, I'm really not sure.
It was an accident, Mum. I'm hanging up.
Oh, of course it was. Bye, darling. Lots of love.
Thought she was actually going to hang up on her for a second there, but yeah, it's interesting stuff there. We'll probably just get this socials out of the way. I assume we'll return to it anyway with all this stuff, so and we might get that phone call again when we revisit this, but I think everything's good. Yep, righto. Yeah, that'll probably... Righto, folks, we'll probably call this one. That'll be part 2, done of Breaking Point. Done and dusted. So we got up to about, what are we up to, chapter 12 or something? So, well, we're getting close to chapter 12 anyway. So we're probably nearing the back half. Might try and finish it if I can in the next one. Just, well, it depends really how long it will take in the next episode. Whether we only do like short races or, a couple of longer races or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, but like we'll hopefully finish off in the next episode. So smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go follow me on my social channels. The links will be down in the description. Plus, I'll leave the my Twitch and Kick links down there if you want to go check them out as well. I don't know when I'll be back streaming. I won't give any promises there, but you can go check them out nonetheless. And yeah, anyway, so obviously we saw the debut race of Callie Mayer, obviously with the Butler name hanging over her head sort of thing. Well, obviously there's a little bit of drama that happened there, but we'll see what happens with her and Aiden, I suppose, in the next episode, next chapter, I suppose. We'll probably find that one out anyway. So yeah, good backstory anyway, and see what happened with Devon, and hopefully we might see her back again. You never know, but yeah, anyway, yeah, certainly an interesting story. Again, not really a big fan of the AI level, even though we are on the hardest difficulty. I don't even know. Can we show the settings? I'm pretty sure we can. Well, obviously we don't use any assists. Simulation settings, we're using everything we can. Normalize, immersive. I don't think it'll actually show me, will it? Probably not. Audio settings, no, probably will not. But yeah, we are. If you look back on the first part, we were on the hardest difficulty. So I don't know. But if they're going to do another one of these in the future, then the AI difficulty's got to be a lot better than this, because this is just absolutely like taking candy from a baby. Let's be honest in this one. But yeah, anyway, we won't dwell on it too much. So again, smash the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, you can check out my socials, and you can go follow my Twitch and Kick channels. The links will be down in the description anyway. But yeah, we shall see what happens. Hopefully, we can finish it off obviously in the next part anyway. So I only seen the other day that it took us 5 parts before we finished the other one. So hopefully it's a little bit better than this one. So, but should have a bit of free time just before New Year anyway. But fingers crossed I can get this done anyway. So, yeah, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of chapters anyway. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Really do appreciate the support as always. And yeah, I suppose we'll catch you next time for maybe hopefully the finale of Breaking Point. But until then, it is goodbye.